it's another Sunday, and we're broadcasting live Crypto Convo. It's myself and Yeomens as usual, and we have the blockchain supernova all the way from Turkey joining us today. Topics we'll be discussing, one of it is very interesting. Bank of Ghana is trying to adopt some type of cryptocurrency. This is Bank of Ghana in West Africa. Then the second topic is the market plunge this week. We'll talk a little bit about it, what Yeomens and the blockchain supernova think about the market plunge this week. Then we'll touch a little bit on inflation in the United States. From financial analysts, looks like we'll be in inflation at least for a good 8 to 12 months from now. So we'll see how that also affects cryptocurrency overall. Then the fourth item we'll be discussing is the increasing use of cryptocurrency through Visa cards, whether it's a positive or whether it's a negative, or what we think about it in general. Then the last is social media platforms being banned. Social media platforms starting to ban cryptocurrency ads, whether it's a good thing, whether it's not. Just share a little bit of our views on it, and hopefully others can join us. Type in the questions in the chat. That will also be very helpful. And as usual, I'll let your go on to let her know we're not giving financial advice. So your man, take from here, sir.
Well, thank you, Kweku, and thank you, Blockchain Supernova. Let us. We have our guest here, so let's give him the floor. Let him introduce himself. Let him, tell us a few things about himself, and before we even get started, that's our culture, right? We got to welcome the guest first. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, guys, for giving me the floor. So basically, let me just do a quick intro. I don't want to go too deep. So my channel, which is gonna be live soon, is Blockchain Supernova, and it's basically set out to educate mainly everyone in crypto, but I would zoom in on Africans and maybe Ghanaians, or mainly Africans, basically because I think we need blockchain more than anyone else. Why? Because we've always been a poor continent, and I think that blockchain will do amazing things for the prosperity of Africa. So it's absolutely needed. Okay. So a bit about my background. My background is in economics, and I started with investment banking, then taught economics for a little bit, lectured in economics, and now I'm full-time in crypto because I believe that blockchain and crypto is the future. And I believe that all the legacy systems, the monetary system, financial systems, will eventually all migrate onto the blockchain system. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself. I am based in Turkey, Istanbul, beautiful city, but I'm currently in the States. So yeah.
Wonderful. That let me adjust my device here real quick, and then I'll. Perfect. Okay. Wonderful. We're excited about your channel, up and coming. I've met you personally, and we had long conversation about crypto. We could not stop, right? But it's really nice that we can bring it all in here and have a chat, and then educate our folks, because that's the whole idea, man. Blockchain, decentralized, finance and all that. You cannot keep to yourself, because if you keep to yourself, you're not even going to make money. It needs more people, to join, so that everybody's able to gain economically. So that's why we're preaching this cryptocurrency, blockchain, and we're really excited, for Blockchain Supernova to join us by way of Turkey, but now in the US. Kweku, I think Kweku's a little frozen, but we'll take the first question. I'll just talk briefly.
Okay.
And then Supernova is gonna. So Kweku was talking about this week, right? I mean, I think he sent me that article about Ghana, or Bank of Ghana, adopting crypto or going digital currency, and I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read much into it, but a few things that I realized that maybe we always talk about cryptocurrency, and there are two types of cryptocurrency. There's one that is the meme one, and there's one that has utility.
True.
Obviously, Bank of Ghana is trying to solve a problem, and I think the main theme is to stop corruption,
Mm,
right? So that's where they're going with their digital currency.
okay.
So I'm excited about it. The only thing is, hopefully, they've come up with a genius way to have their own blockchain, or they're using kind of a secure blockchain. That's what I'll say. I'm not sure if you've heard about it or you've read into it, but I'll pass it to you to look at it.
Yeah,
Broku's back. Let me add him real quick.
he's back. Okay, cool.
He's joining.
All right.
Yeah, you could go ahead and talk.
Yeah, I think the idea of like CBDCs or like central bank digital currencies is like it's all over crypto Twitter and everyone's talking about it. But I think from my perspective, like it's just a digital version of what we already have on the blockchain.
Oh, okay.
So from my perspective, that doesn't solve the problems that we have already.
No.
I think problems are because the systems are broken, right? That's the real problems. Like we live in a country where you have negative interest rates. You can't have negative interest rates because it doesn't make any sense. Like
Mhm.
I am going to pay you to keep money in your bank. Like it goes against all the laws of finance, right? So because like, interest rate, that's the cost of borrowing money. So I mean, if you have negative interest rates, you have a yield curve that's broken, you have inflation everywhere where they inflating the currency, even here in the US, then systems are broken. And if you look at like economic history, whenever systems are broken, we need a new system. There's no you can't band-aid it. There has to be a new system. So I think blockchain for the Bank of Ghana can do amazing things because blockchain is not just about creating a digital currency. I think there are more things that the Bank of Ghana can use it for, like tokenization of assets, whether it's real estate, whether it's resources. Ghana is blessed with resources. The only problem with Ghana is we don't know how to raise money on capital markets. So with all these resources, we're consistently getting bad deals and signing bad contracts. But why not build a model where you can put that on the blockchain to raise capital rather than going to like an investment bank like Goldman Sachs or something to raise capital to finance you know different investments in your country, long-term projects in your country. Why not find another way to do that? And I think that's where the blockchain is going to be so good for us. And if you look at it, every country uses the US dollar as the reserve currency right now. And the US dollar keeps on inflating away. They keep on printing. And I don't think the printing is going to stop anytime soon. So if I'm using that as my reserve currency and I'm using that to pay my international loans and debt on my loans and interest on my loans, and you're inflating the currency, that means that I'm losing value. I'm losing purchasing power. So I think that the blockchain can be used for so many other things. I don't think the CBDC is one that's really going to help us, but I think the other things that are going to help us in the long run.
You are absolutely right. When I saw the news, I was more thinking about, okay, it's going to be some form of blockchain, but then that raises that question, right? Are they going to use, kind of like a third party blockchain, or are they going to have their own solution that, will be able to come up with their own like ecosystem? I'm really yet to see, extent. Exactly, right? Yes,
The thing is,
exactly.
like,
I have some ideas though. I have some ideas. Maybe okay. How about this? Check this out, right?
Right.
If different central banks in Africa wanted to do their own blockchain,
Mm-hmm.
I think they need to just like now we have the AFTA, right? The free trade area.
Yeah.
They can actually team up with all the other central banks, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the continent. Now you have 54 different locations with computers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you network the banks that are regulated and stuff, and you have a whole ecosystem of a blockchain right there. That would be like a way to go. Otherwise, they have to go with and I'm sure we're going to talk about it. Other, tried and tested ecosystem like Ethereum or Cardano or
Yeah, I
Bitcoin,
think that
whichever one.
it would be better for them to like build on something like Ethereum than like because like if you look at the blockchain space, if you look at countries, the most advanced country in blockchain research is China. They've been doing it since 2014. So we're already behind the curve, right? We don't have the research papers. We haven't, and it takes time. I mean, technology takes time to understand it and do the research. So why not already jump on something that's right? Why go build the blockchain from the beginning? And for me, I don't think that's the way to go, in my opinion, anyway. So
All right, cool. It looks like Kwiku has joined. He's
okay,
joined
I
twice.
can see his screen was frozen.
He's joined twice and now he's inverted. Kwiku, can you let me see here if I can. Okay, let me take this one out. Is it better? Are you here? Can you see us?
It still looks like his screen is frozen. It still looks frozen.
All right. Oh, he's still frozen.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you know if we should move on to his second question? Right. The second question. Do you remember?
I know the second question had to do with like the state of the market, um,
Okay.
the current state of the market.
He's live now. Kwiku, go ahead.
Is he live?
He's on.
Okay, he's back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. How about this? Let's touch on. I mean, since we're on the same topic about Africa and Bank of Ghana, how about we touch on, because he was saying African countries adopting cryptocurrency, right? There was something
What
like that he was talking about.
number are we on now?
Say that again.
What number?
Number one. Well, we're number two.
Yeah, look like your screen it still looks frozen though.
Yeah, he's frozen, but he was talking.
Okay. Maybe he's trying to like reset his computer or something. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. What's the second question? I mean, we could just go ahead.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I know he was talking about like the state of the market, and I feel like the market is very bearish right now. If you go on Twitter, there's a lot of like, um, the sentiment is very weak. Nobody's bullish about the market, and it has to do with like the grayscale trust. A lot of people believe that because they're releasing 40 shares, 40,000 shares, then this is going to cause a dump in the market because historically there's been a lot like a strong correlation between them releasing the shares and the market dumping. But I think this is a lot of FUD. There's just a lot of FUD in the market because you have big players like JP Morgan, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs all calling for like a 15K Bitcoin. So, people in the market who are new to the market, who don't understand the market dynamics and the market psychology, are just scared. There's no confidence in the market. And also, I don't know if you've realized, but the whole of last week there was a lot of like stories about Binance and how UK has banned Binance and Italy has
Yep.
banned Binance. But really, the only thing they've banned is the derivatives because they don't want people doing 50x, 100x, 125x, taking like leverage. The leverage is really wrecking a lot of people, like normal people wrecking their savings. And that's what they don't want. They're trying to protect citizens. But Binance is not going anywhere. They're here to stay. So, yeah.
But like the old guard, right? The old guard always has they have to hype the news in a certain direction, right? Because there are a lot of institutions that are really not even for crypto anyways,
True.
right? So any negative news about crypto, they have to kind of hype it so that the sentiment, and I was talking to Koko about sentiment. Sentiment drives everything.
True.
and even one of his questions that has to do with inflation and the U.S. 13-year inflation, and like Wall Street guys were thinking that okay, crypto is so removed from investment that inflation might not even affect it, but it does, or they're realizing that it is affecting it because it's the sentiment around the whole investment vehicle or tool that people look out for. If people hear that there's good news on the horizon, obviously they're going to jump on it because they know that they're going to make money out of it.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. Yeah.
So yeah, I think like the market is extremely weak. I think we need Bitcoin to go to like 36, maybe stay around 36 for a couple of days, and then go to 42, and that will bring like more confidence into the market. But
Correct.
it's just been hovering around 31.5,
Yeah.
30.
32. Yep.
It's not like
Yeah.
there's no
So yeah, and then what was Quick's one of Quick's question? I think was he was asking about why, I mean, why the volume, like the volumes on the exchanges were low or something like that. I think that was one of his questions.
weak volumes on the
Yeah.
exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like yeah.
think I think when volumes tend to go very low, then you should expect like an explosion. But it could be to the upside or the downside. We don't know. Usually when volumes go low on exchanges, then there's a big spike coming in, but we don't know whether it's going to the upside or the downside, considering the fact that crypto has been very weak in the last couple of weeks and Bitcoin hasn't really been able to. I mean, it's held 31K, but too much FUD or negative news in the market. So I think that's affecting volume. But I
Yep.
think if the sentiment gets stronger, like because the Grayscale Trust was supposed to release the shares like today, right? And the market, didn't really flinch. It didn't really drop because people are calling for 25 Bitcoin, 25K Bitcoin, 15K Bitcoin, putting all numbers out there. And these are just the big banks who, they own the media. So they pay the media to put in negative. This is their full-time job. Put in
Exactly.
negative news to like, get people to sell. Because like I said, this is the first time in history where Wall Street has had to come to Main Street, right, to buy an asset. It's never happened before. If you look at bonds, if you look at stocks, if you look at commodities, Wall Street have always controlled those assets. So now they have to find different ways to manipulate the market to get you to sell, right? How else are you going to sell the asset to them? So this is just one of the ways they try and flood the market to get cheaper crypto assets, I think.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Quick was talking about, the plunge in the volume, and one of it exactly has major factor is the sentiment, right? When people do not feel like they're gonna make that delta, they're not gonna be in there, they're
Mhm,
not gonna be in the exchange,
mhm.
they're not gonna put their crypto, they're not gonna put their money in there to buy anything. So that's what is affecting the reduction in the volumes on the exchanges. I think he also was asking about the increased use of Visa cards for crypto.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, he's back. Let me
Is
get
he
him
back?
in there.
All
Yeah,
right.
he's back.
Hopefully the screen doesn't
There
freeze.
he
Is
is.
he right
You're
here?
back. You're back. Okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So I feel like the increase in Visa use, like crypto, it's just natural. It's just like natural progression in the space because like um Visa.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can hear me now.
We're on the
Going out.
last we're in the visa question.
So the first one, the
We're in the visa question.
currency and Bank of Ghana.
Oh, I think it's freezing again.
Yeah, yeah, we're in a visa question. So yeah, you could go ahead. You could go ahead. I have some.
Okay, so I feel like when it comes to the whole use
Okay,
of Visa, I mean,
then great.
Visa, the guys at
Okay,
Visa are smart, right?
that one. Okay.
They don't want to be obsolete. They don't want their technology to be obsolete. They know what's happening. They have enough research papers. They know where this space is going. They know blockchain technology is the future for migration of systems. So yeah, they're gonna stay relevant. So they want to be everywhere, right? It doesn't matter what blockchain it is, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's you know Bitcoin, whatever it is. They know where the space is going, so they want to stay relevant. And therefore, if you look at Visa, they've gone into a lot of partnerships, especially with the Ethereum blockchain, because a lot of USDC is being used, and they're partnering with different like asset managers and stuff like that. I think there's been a partnership with like even Binance. They have a Visa card. BlockFi has have a Visa card. So yeah, Visa is just positioning itself for the next big move. They don't want to be. I mean, who wants to be a dinosaur like what's it called, Blockbuster, right? Nobody
Oh
wants.
boy.
And
For a
you think
second, I thought you were gonna say Sony, but you saved yourself.
no, Blockbuster is like, and the funny, the ironic thing is, Netflix went to Blockbuster begging them to buy them out, and they wouldn't buy them out, right? And like, looking in hindsight, that would have been the best move for them. So, but now they're obsolete because, like, what? Who wants to go and rent a DVD and return it? Like, that's dead, right? It's all up
Okay.
it's all on like streaming. It's all about streaming and paying online. So I think Visa definitely have seen the future. They want to be part of the future, and that's where it's going, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, yeah, Visa has made a great move, and I'm sure they have like a whole bunch of developers that are hovering over all these like Crypto.com, of course, has a Visa card. They're going to all these guys. Yeah, I mean, because believe it or not, Visa has a great application for making sure that you're able to convert crypto to fiat like in no time, right?
Mm,
To be able to make a purchase, and
mm,
that is solved. That is a solved problem. We're not gonna have like a Bitcoin purchasing card or
mhm,
you know. So
mhm.
that's they've got that space. We've
Yeah.
got that space, but there's still enough space and ideas for people that up and coming innovators, inventors, new data scientists, AI. That's why, like, I preach for a lot of African youth to get into data science and AI. Because when you do, and you have all these tools, now when you see a problem, you'll be like, oh, okay, I'll be able to solve this problem because I know the exact tools to use to solve that problem. So
I
that's
think
one.
with the African kids, the government have to be progressive. The government have to push it out there. It's education, push it out there. The reason why they need to get into AI, data science, blockchain, stuff like that. They really haven't understood it. So if like and let me give you a similar analogy. So like I was talking to a friend and I was saying, yeah, when we were in Central Gaston's College back in the days, um, we had all these structures where you have to wake up 5:30 in the morning. You have to make sure you're at class by 8:30. Make sure you go for siesta, have some sleep. Then you make sure you go do sports, and then make sure you go in for like evening study, right? Which were great structures, but we didn't understand why we were doing that. So for us,
Yeah,
being kids, we thought this was punishment, right? We thought that we're being punished. So whenever we would go on like vacation, we would deviate from that path, right? But if they had told us, like, the wealthiest men in the world, the most successful people, this is how they structure their
you
time.
got to wake up early. Yes.
Yeah, we would have understood it, but they were teaching us the right things. But we had there was no reason why we should do it. like we were not taught why we should do it. So I think when it comes back to your question, like we have to explain to them why they should even go down this path. What
Well,
are the benefits? Where is the future going? So then they understand it. But if you just say, you should take AI serious, you should take blockchain serious, you should take data science serious, they don't understand why they should take it serious. Like, it's similar kind.
well, the wealthiest people in the world, have something to do with AI and data science and computers.
Mhm.
Why do you think so? Because they're able to make things. They're able to make digital things. And when you're anybody that makes things makes money. If you have a product, if you solve a problem, right? That's the whole idea in this world, right? If your product solves a problem, you're gonna have a million and million upon million people coming to you. So even if you charge them $1, that's like the first million right there, and then you go to $2, is a no-brainer.
And I get that. That makes absolute sense, right? But if you're thinking about someone who lives in, like, maybe someone who lives in Ghana or someone who lives in Nigeria who doesn't have that global exposure, like they're a victim of the environment, right? They don't see those opportunities in their economy and therefore they can't think that far. So you have to explain them that, it's a global world. You can be somewhere else, but as the world gets more and more decentralized, you can make money from wherever you are. Then,
Absolutely.
so I think if you come from that perspective, he starts thinking on a global scale rather than thinking like on a local scale. So then he can see like the opportunities, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Koku, oh, you were back for yeah, you were back for a
Yeah, he was
second.
back for like a second.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think we're wrapping up. We've had like a really good talk. But I think we have to call it. I mean, so that's one of the reasons for like starting streaming or starting my YouTube channel was basically that, just to let people like of African descent out there know that, man, there's a space here, and this is the path that you go. You have
Hmm.
to learn. Koku's back. Let me add him to it.
Okay.
You have to learn some form of coding. You have to take your math seriously. You cannot play with your math, man. You have to take your math
Mhm.
seriously. You have to be about your books. Yes, you have to play as well. You have to enjoy, the sport, because you have to be like an all-rounder person, right? You just don't want to be like one person that just knows books and then that's it. You're gonna be boring. You probably would not even get a girl, you know.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
but yeah, you have to be about everything. You have to be about your math, you have to be about your science, have to and the path to go into get into cryptocurrency, data science, AI, because that's the future. And you've heard blockchain supernova emphasize on that point tonight. We're really very appreciative of him joining us today. And Kweku, are you back? Are you here?
I'm not sure.
I
He
think
looks
he's frozen.
frozen.
Yeah, if you have any last words, I think we've kind of really.
Yeah, I would say like anyone who is like not sure about where the market is, the market goes through different phases, and I would say currently we're in an accumulation stage, and it's one of those stages where like Bitcoin looks like it's in limbo. It doesn't really do anything. It just sits. But it will pass. I think there are a lot of exciting events coming up with different blockchains. We have Ethereum, EIP 1559, which is supposed to launch 4th of August. I'm very bullish about that. I think it will bring a lot of like excitement to the market. It will help raise the market confidence. And sometimes if Ethereum leads the market and Bitcoin follows, it's happened before. So, I think we just need some form of confidence. It could come from that. Cardano is coming out with smart contracts. Dot is coming out with its parachain auction. So I think there's a lot of bullish news. It's just the FUD has been so strong lately. So anybody who is not sure about the market, I would say just sit and wait. The good days are coming, right ahead. So yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna wrap up. But you mentioned one crypto that's like trying to take the African space. So now we got to talk about African crypto. There are two African cryptos that are out there that I know of. There's one is the Acoin, right?
Yeah.
The
Yep.
Acoin,
Mm.
and one that a lot of people don't know about, Odua. All
I
right,
think I've heard about that one.
exactly. Odua is a guy out of California, but he's
Okay.
from Nigeria, and he has Odua. It has so the utility part, it it has some utility
Okay.
because he's also looking at solving some problem. Acorn also has utility,
Mm-hmm.
but man, Cardona is giving them a run of their money. Cardona's gonna, if people don't, because Cardona is on the ground
Mm-hmm.
solving Africans' problems,
It is, and I
and
think
that's
the
what you got to
focus
do.
is mainly Africa for Cardano. So yeah.
Yes, yes. So yeah, utility. You have to be on the ground with the people that have the issues.
Mhm.
And then if you help them solve the problem, look, Africa, as we stand, we have 1.2 billion people. In a few years, we're gonna be like three 3 billion people.
Maybe even
And
more.
yeah, exactly, right. And if you solve that problem,
Mm,
that's why I'm kind of like thinking, like, in terms of, if the governments want to be really proactive in that regard, don't go the easy route by going to somebody's blockchain, right?
true.
Solve that problem and create your own blockchain, because all the fees that are associated to all the transactions are going to come back to your bank, you
True.
know.
But I think if you don't want to also like take too long to jump onto like the blockchain technology, right? So
Hmm.
you could get your
Oh,
researchers,
get in first.
yeah, get your researchers to be doing the research in the background whilst you jump on. That's the beauty of Ethereum, right? You
Yeah,
could just,
first movers advantage. Yeah,
yeah, jump on Ethereum and create what you want to create as a token. And then once your blockchain is ready, you can
and then
migrate
transition.
onto the
Yeah,
blockchain.
yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. So, well, I'll say this, and then you can put me on record on this one. If you are a crypto owner, or if you are, how'd you call it? Or let me be direct. Acorn and Odua, you're put on notice. For the fact that you're African does not mean that the governments are just going to readily accept you when you show up.
Mm,
You have to be grinding. You have to be on the ground solving the problems that you need. Cardano is doing that, and they are making a lot of gains on the continent. So, if you're going to come up with a token or cryptocurrency, make sure that you're really in for the long haul. You're, grinding, you're marketing, you're getting people, because it has to do with usage, right? If nobody's using it,
if you
then
have
it's
no
gonna
utility, then what's the point? Like,
it's gonna fizzle out, And I've seen a lot of tokens and cryptos fizzle out. Like, what was that one? Skip, one of
yeah,
those, man.
I keep on telling people not every problem needs a cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
That's the mistake people make. Like, yeah, we have some problems that this the systems that we have now can solve, and we don't need a crypto for that. And then we have some problems that are just like too complex. Cryptocurrency will make it more efficient, more transparent,
Hmm.
and it will create great utility. So I think it's all about the use case of the crypto. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, man. It's been great having you up. You want to pitch your future platform, so that if people want to check you out too,
Okay, so
YouTube.
yeah, blockchain supernova is going to be launching very, very soon. It's going to be about crypto education. It's not so much. I'm not interested in shilling like the next Bitcoin and the next Ethereum. That's not what it's about, because I think right now what people need is the education to understand the technology, understand why the legacy systems are broken, and why blockchain is going to fix it. And then we'll take a dive back into history to even start about the history of money, because I think a lot of people don't actually know what money is. So I think you have to go through that whole journey to understand what money is, and then you understand why this technology is so powerful and where it's going. So the channel is going to be about all that. It's going to be super, super interactive. It's got called Blockchain Supernova because supernova is like, when a star splits, right? Like a star split. So I think that, the whole legacy system, our current financial system, monetary systems are broken. They've exploded, and the blockchain supernova is going to bring them back to where they're supposed to be. So this is the whole idea. Um,
Okay. Man, look, man, you set yourself up. So I gotta ask you this question then. Um, you're from Ghana, so you know this. I'm
yeah.
gonna ask you a question based on culture.
Okay, go ahead.
How is blockchain mindset and technology different from the African culture and the way, and let me the way we discover things? Because in our system,
Mm,
when we discover things or we happen upon things, we have tribal knowledge, right?
mm.
We have key person knowledge. How is how is blockchain and crypto different from that type of culture?
I think our culture is based on, like, we especially back in Ghana, it's all about, we tend to follow what people do. We're not we tend not to use our imagination a lot. We like to copy.
You got to be careful there.
Well, I'm putting it out there, and I think that, we blockchain, enhances that imagination. Like, it gives your imagination, it pokes your imagination. It takes you far, because if you look at the blockchain technology, it's not just one thing. You have your economics, to do with the tokenomics and stuff like that. You also have your computer science to do with, like, nodes, and nodes talking to other nodes in the
Hmm.
network. And with regards to Bitcoin, you can talk about,
Quantitative
yeah, UTXO
finance.
stuff, right? And then we have, like, the finance stuff as well, like borrowing and lending and financial markets, right? And then we have, a bit of, like, economic history in it, like talking about, money and what money is and how money has evolved, like, over the years. So I think it's an amalgamation of different things coming together, and that's what makes the technology so powerful. And I think that it's different from what we have, different mindset from what we have. But I also think that, people, especially from Ghana, have even, like, had some sort of sense of the blockchain without even knowing that it's blockchain. So let me take you back. In Ghana, we had something called susu. So susu is like, we're a group of 10 people. We want to raise $1,000. So everybody puts like $100 in the pot, and that's $1,000. And then one person takes it up, like, in turns, right?
Oh man.
So
So
we already had, like, the sense of, like, using the blockchain to raise capital, but we didn't know what we were doing. So, like, if it goes round back to the first person, then they get 1,000. It goes to the next person, and it goes in that turn. So, like, now the blockchain is a more beautiful way because it's transparent. It's on the blockchain. If you want to raise capital, you can raise it. Everybody can see it, see what you're doing. The problem with Susu is someone in the Susu can default, right? Once they get their 1,000, they can
they
default
got
and say, "Yeah, I don't have money." But if it's on the blockchain, there's no defaulting because it's there, and we trust the blockchain, not trusting human behavior. But the problem is trusting human behavior brings in corruption, right?
exactly. Yep.
So once we take out that element of human behavior and we're trusting the code, we're not trusting human beings. I think it's beautiful, and it's a new dawn. And we need that, especially in Africa and Ghana, because we know how corrupt the system is. We know how corrupt the system is. And any great empire always crumbles when it comes to corruption. You go back to Rome, you go back to the Greece Empire, the Ottoman Empire, they all crumble because of corruption. So it's nothing new, it's happened in history. And we I think then that's why I keep on saying, even though blockchain is going to help us in the West, I think it will absolutely smash through so many systems in Africa because
Yep, yep. I mean, you're right.
we need it more than anyone else, you know.
Yep,
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I see it. In
yep.
regards
I mean,
to stuff.
I love it. You know, and one word that I always take away from cryptocurrency, especially Ethereum, is you're building a trustless system. You know,
Exactly. Which is powerful.
exactly, trustless system. The system works. It's not based on any one person or any one person's truth. So
Mm.
that's wonderful, man. It's been really great having you. I mean, I know we when we met on what July 4th,
Mhm.
I thought we talked a lot, but man, this is like really in depth.
I know.
You know, you're always welcome to join us until
Yeah,
you get your own. Until you get your own up and running, you always
that would be amazing. And
yeah.
I hope your viewers, had some, good our discussions like, piqued their imaginations, and they're looking forward to more content. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to share the platform with you. I'm happy to even, also um, talk to your viewers. I
I've
think.
man, see that's what you see. That's one thing. So that's what I was trying to I was alluding to before. The good thing about cryptocurrency, blockchain is the more you got to get more people. You know, I definitely would love to share my platform. I want anybody that subscribes to my YouTube channel to go when he starts. When he starts, you know, join him, get all the information that you need because we
Mm.
all have to do well. You know,
Sure.
that's the whole idea. So it's been great having you. Kweku had some technical issues. We're gonna try to solve that
Mhm.
um before next week. But man, it's great. I mean, wherever you are, I mean, I know you're in the States right now, but when you go back to the Turkey, man, we definitely staying in touch. You know, I'm coming to Turkey anyways. I already
Yep,
told you
yep.
about that.
I know you said
So
that. I know you said
yeah,
that. Yep.
yeah. So yeah, so it's wonderful. We're gonna wrap it, stop it here. But if you're watching it now, if you're watching it later, you know the information is free. You just pay for shipping and handling, right? So
Mm.
let's keep it simple. Join us next week, same time, 7 p.m. and we'll have him back, and then we'll talk more about current events on cryptocurrency space and Bitcoin. All right. Good night.
Awesome. Awesome.
All
Good
right.
night.
Thank you so much.